Hey, what's going on, guys? So we're going to be casting this game here between our blue player Vanquish at 12:13 versus inevitably here in the red at 11:58. So it looks like our player in the red is playing Lightsworn. So he did mill Wolf, and he will be getting it out, and he's going to add Lila from Charge of the Light Brigade. And Lila also just got reprinted in the Dragon Structure deck, so maybe we'll see some more Lightsworn players this format, because most of the Lightsworns are easy to get. I mean, Judgment Dragon is also common, Raiko came in there, and we already had reprints of Lumina and Garoth, even though those cards were pretty easy to get anyways. But yeah, let's see what our player ends up going for. So, I mean, you can just end it on a Wolf, and you've already kind of +1, and you have a 2100 attacker that you got for free. So it is pretty darn good. I was going to setting in Lightsworn. It's kind of strange. Usually Lightsworn doesn't really play anything. I mean, sometimes they do play warnings, though. That's just one thing to keep in mind. I mean, their trap lineup usually is Beckoning Light, though. That's pretty much the only thing they usually play. Ooh, and what is our player in the blue playing? He's playing the Sacred, so he's going to be exceeding like crazy. That's kind of how the Sacred decks work. The only problem is they go really minus if they don't happen to neck those card advantages like Sheraton is able to do. And what's really good with Sheraton is he's able to add himself, which usually cards, they don't allow you to add the same card, you know. Ooh, a double back row with no exceeding. That's interesting. So sack for Celestia, and Celestia is going to be really good here. As long as our player in the blue doesn't have a response for it, that Celestia. Oh, and milling a Necro Gardener. Super extra pluses right there. So he's asking for the targets, and he did have to send one more, but he accidentally hit shuffle, but it ended up kind of hurting him. He accidentally hit shuffle instead of mill. But anyways, his target is the bottomless, and he will also be bottomlessing that, but you still get your effect. So he's also destroying both the back row. Book of Moon. Okay, it's interesting. I mean, he already used his normal summon. I mean, I guess if he's special summoning Judgment Dragon. But yeah, Necroguard to the graveyard and plus a free Wolf. You can see that, you know, he got some good advantage there. Ooh, and another Sheraton here. And now our player in the blue basically gets a free Zen Mains. Ooh, an Effect Veiler comes out of our player here, and he's just going to go for an Exceed. He could make a Zen Mains in defense mode. I don't really understand why. Because you need to push on Lightsworn as fast as possible. That's what I kind of learned. I mean, unless you're playing like Monarchs, and in that case, you usually can just deck them out by dropping a Battle Fader. But realistically, against most decks, when you're playing against Lightsworn, you want to push them as fast as possible because unless you have an answer to JD, which you know, some decks do, they have like a really quick answer to JD. Like Monarchs have an easy answer to JD, but some decks just really don't have an answer to JD once it's out on the field. So and a Solemn Warning comes out. And I really think that our player in the blue should be pushing as much as he could possibly push, because realistically, if our player in the red drops a Judgment Dragon, or, I mean, an Aaron would kind of hurt our player in the blue too. And if you guys are unfamiliar with Aaron, it was recently reprinted, and what it does is, if it attacks a defense position monster, it sends it back to the deck. He's going to summon Lila. Okay, interesting. I'm just going to mill. Oh, another Necro Gardener. So our Lightsworn player is in such a good spot right now. But our player in the blue just really needs to start attacking. Otherwise, he can just end up losing because Judgment Dragon is just too good when there's no back row. And on top of that, obviously with 2 Necro Gardeners in the graveyard, it's going to be quite a task. So the effect is okay. So he's going to summon another Sacred here. So he's going to make this card level 5 right here. Okay, that's interesting. So you can increase both of the levels by 1. Interesting. And then he's going to go for... Ooh, I haven't seen this card before. Volcanosaurus here, number 61. And it says you can detach to target one face-up monster you control. Deal damage and inflict damage. Okay. That is quite good. But as you guys can see, he still really needs to push. There's 2 Necro Gardeners in the graveyard. And I don't know. I mean, Volcanosaurus seems like a pretty decent card, though. But there's also another card, Black Corn, which is 2 level 4s, and it can only destroy something 2100 or less, and it also sends the card to the graveyard. And as you guys can see, Judgment Dragon, I mean, it can activate the effect multiple times if it wishes to, and it will have to do it a few more times. And that Zenmain's really, I mean, he can activate the effect twice again if he wishes to, or just once more. Either way, he needs to activate it once more at least. Otherwise, end phase Zenmains would probably just destroy it. What? Okay, so I believe we saw a misplay here. He should have Book-a-Mooned the Zenmains here and then blew up the field, because that way it would get rid of Zenmains. Zenmains obviously could not activate the effect, and he would be able to, essentially win from that. But I think our Lightsworn player is in a really good spot right here, because now he has options to synchro up, and he should be able to seal the victory on here, because he's just going to go straight to battle phase. I don't know if that was the greatest option to do. Yeah, I mean, he could have made the level. I think he should go for main phase 2 Stardust Dragon, and the reason why... Ooh, no Stardust Dragon. Ooh, because a Dark Hole would really hurt here. Wow, so as you guys can see, Lightsworn is just a really, really easy deck to run, and I mean, but people still do misplaying it. And as you guys can see, he would have saved himself another 1,000 life, plus he would deal actually 3,000 more damage to the other player, and he potentially could have gamed him. If he went for something with Glow Up Bulbound, he could have went for a level 8, or perhaps got a different Lightsworn monster and then synchroed up to make a Bryonac, if you wish to do that in case of a next turn worry of anything. But I really think Stardust Dragon definitely would have been the best answer here. But our Lightsworn player can still pay twice for JD. I mean, he has Necro Garnet and Gate, so I don't see no problems for... Ooh, a special summon of Cyber Dragon. And then a normal summon of a... Oh, okay. And he's going to bounce back for Birdman. And a Black Rose Dragon's going to come out, I think. And that will hurt the Lightsworn player just a little bit. Unless he has an Effect Veiler. It doesn't look like... No? Perhaps Effect Veiler... So he's blowing up the field with a Black Rose Dragon, and as you can see, that's definitely why he should have made a Stardust Dragon. Wow, look, he's just letting all that stuff go. Another double Judgment Dragons. But, yeah, oh, a Solar Recharge comes out, and Jane goes to the graveyard, drawing 2. Perhaps he just wants to get a Judgment Dragon in there. Ooh, Million Gores, and an Honest. But those 2 Necro Garnets in the graveyard really will help out so much. He's checking his graveyard. Pretty sure go for BLS if he wishes to. Ooh, and another Judgment Dragon comes out, and he's going to attack once again. And really, as you guys can see, he's most likely going to take the victory in this, just because he has those 2 Necro Gardenas, and and he sends Plug Spreader. He still has Glow Up Bulb's effect, and he also still has Plug Spreader's effect. So I really think that our player in the red is going to secure victory in this duel here. But yeah. Definitely, even though I would say he misplayed, and I'm sure some of you guys would agree, that he definitely should have made a Stardust Dragon, as well as Book-a-Moon to the Zenmains before blowing up the field. That way he would not have to pay another 1,000 life. And on top of that, he'd get 3,000 more damage, and it could have been game. But let's see if our player can come back here. He's going to be summoning Sheraton here, and he's viewing his deck to add another Sacred card, and he's going to activate the cost here. So let's see what he ends up going for. Oh, and he realizes he has no more options. But yeah, as you guys can see, Lightsworn's still a very viable deck. Can still sack anyone just by getting those lucky mills. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon, signing out.